Appraisal season is around the corner. Are you ready for that? Well, we all make lots of complaint about our appraisal, the salary hike, the increment, but we do not give the most important what the due respect, the due importance to appraisal discussion. And it is very important to prepare the appraisal discussion. So if you are going to have your appraisal discussion in the month of March or in the month of Feb end, please make sure that you start preparing for your appraisal meeting from now. Okay, so why it is important? Let us see what is the reason why you need to prepare for appraisal. So most important point is, if you feel that you deserve to have better appraisal what you were getting in last years, please make sure that you prepare for the appraisal discussion this time, because without proper discussion you would not be able to prove that you deserve for a better hike or better salary increment. Okay, so let's start and find out how to prepare yourself for up. The most important point about the appraisal discussion is, whenever we hear this word appraisal meeting or a performance appraisal, we always get a negative mindset about these meetings. Please make a note that this appraisal meeting can be an opportunity for you to prove your talent and to showcase your skills to your manager. And second thing, manager does not have personal grudges to deal with you. Okay, so he just want to have an open discussion, and there is a chance that you will be getting a feedback from him that will help you to improve your performance in a later stage. So please take it as a positive way, and please consider it as an opportunity for you to grow or you to get a better hike. The second point is, before going for the real discussion, please make sure that you evaluate your performance by your own and be as neutral as possible, because for our own evaluation we get biased towards our own performance. So please make sure that you are neutral towards your performance and evaluate yourself as if you are evaluating a third person, or you are evaluating your subordinate. So please make sure that you evaluate your performance based on the parameters which is defined for the performance appraisal. Now the third point in preparation is, you should have all the documentations ready. So for that, you have to gather all those proofs and documentations, because in the discussion, you are going to be asked about your accomplishment. And whenever you are talking about accomplishment, you have to showcase the proof. You should showcase the proof. So your accomplishment can be include as if the meetings you have conducted, the mentoring you have done to your subordinates, the certificates you have done during the financial year, and client appreciation, the value adds you have done to your projects. So everything, every of your accomplishment, each one of your accomplishments should have a proof that you have accomplished that. So while answering all those questions about your accomplishment, you are not giving an vague answer. Now the fourth point in preparation is, revisit your previous year appraisal process or documentation. See, it is very important to compare and revisit, because you need to check how much you actually progress, what was planned, what was the discussion in previous appraisal discussion, because that was the base on your further progress. If you were not able to achieve something, say for example, you might have decided some certification which you wanted to do in this year, but you could not do, so you should have a justification for that, why you could not complete that certification. Or you wanted to have a leadership role, but you cannot achieve that leadership role, so definitely you should have answer to those questions. Next point to keep in mind is, you need to have the list of short-term and long-term goal which you have decided for yourself. If you have not decided till now for the next financial year or for the next appraisal year, please make sure that you have the list, you prepare the list of short-term and long-term goal. This will give you the clear picture for your growth, and this will help you to answer those questions when you are asked during the discussion, because your manager is definitely will look forward where you see yourself in next year. Now the next tip would be that you have to be updated. For example, you need to know what the in your area, in your industry, where the technology is going, what is the current status of your industry, what is happening in the organization in terms of best practices. So every information you should have, so that you are updated, and whenever cross questions about those best practices, for those updates, you should have proper answer. Also, these updates, this current situation should be added in your short term and long term goal. If there is any new introduction of new technologies coming up, or something new project is coming up, you should be ready for those opportunities which is pipeline. Now, while discussion, you should be enthusiastic. You should be ready to get the feedback, to receive the feedback, and you should be ready to take new learnings. Say, for example, manager is giving the feedback. So, at the beginning, before the meeting, you should be open. Your mind should be open to accept that feedback, and you should be ready to learn new things, whatever is being suggested during the meeting, because it is for your own growth. During the discussion, you should be, or before the discussion, you should be ready for the questions you want to ask to the manager, because it's not only the appraisal discussion is not a one-way discussion. It has to have a two-way discussion where the manager is giving you the feedback and you are also eligible to ask the questions to the manager. So you would be, both of you would be clear about the next tenure, and you would be able to understand what exactly is expected from you to be performed during next tenure. Now, the most important thing for performance appraisal is, please revisit your previous appraisal discussion, and whatever point has been highlighted for your growth, please make sure that you have accomplished all those points. Because every time if you go without achieving the goals, it will definitely make your image, your impression, a bad impression or negative impression in front of the manager. So make sure that as much as you accomplish whatever is being discussed during that previous appraisal discussion or meeting, please make sure that you are working towards those goals and you are achieving, you are getting all those accomplishments and you are working towards all those goals. Now, the last tip about appraisal discussion. See, appraisal discussion is not only for salary hike. Okay, please think in a broader level and think, instead of fighting for 1 or 2% salary hike. I understand that it is equally important to have 1 or 2% salary hike or increment, but think in a bigger picture and think in a bigger perspective in terms of what other benefits you can have rather than asking for salary hike. You can have better role, you can ask for better opportunity, you can ask for better location, something which is relevant to your growth, because role growth is not only monetized. Okay, so think in a broader picture and think what you can ask in terms of a negotiation. Now, I hope you understand the importance of performance appraisal, and now you would take it seriously and start preparing for that meeting, because these 2 months are the very crucial to follow up whatever is being discussed in previous appraisal meeting, and now you have last chance to overcome, to fulfill all those gaps you have right now in towards in your accomplishment. So please make sure that you accomplish all those goals, short term goals which has been defined in previous discussion, and please make sure that you have the list of accomplishment for this discussion. All the best to you, and I would come with another video to help you out in accelerating in your career growth.